Welcome to the Thrive Show. My name is Kim O'Neill, and today I have with me here Paula Bohland. Paula has a master's in social work and empowers people to slay their dragons and be the badasses that they are. She assists people in reconnecting with their inner guidance and power, and then using it to obtain their highest potential. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to get right into our conversation. And I want to ask you, you believe that everyone was born a badass, but not everyone may believe that about themselves.
Exactly.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because of our life conditioning, everyone was born a badass. If you think about little kids and babies and 2-year-olds, they know what they want. They go after it. They're moving along toward it. And over time, we condition them to not make decisions for themselves. They go, some of it's for safety because you don't want a 2-year-old touching the hot stove if they want to. And some of it's because we need to kind of control people in groups. And then kids go on to school and they're told to stay in a line and not to run around and not to. And so over time, most people start not believing that inner badass and actually forget it. And go on and, start living their life according to the rules that they're presented and whatever, and get into life patterns and simply forget and no longer are connecting with their badass.
Wow. Well, what would you say it means to reconnect to your inner power? And what's the depth of the value that someone receives when they do that?
Well, reconnecting with your inner power is connecting with your truth self, your authenticity, what you know to be right, what you know in your inner being, that is where you're going in life. It connects you with your higher self, the higher beings, the higher source. And so it kind of aligns you from your own body to a higher source, and you can make great decisions, achieve great stuff really fast, and move quicker toward who you're supposed to be, living into your passion, living from your heart space, and just moving ahead at light speed in great joy too.
I love that. And that leads me to my next question is, when someone's starting to reconnect to their truth and their inner badass and all of that, what starts to happen with how they're feeling internally? Like what are the shifts that start to take place?
Yeah, so generally people feel a lot freer. They feel like they have an inner knowing, and they've always known it. It's like always been poking at them, and they're like, oh, that's what that's been. And then there's this idea of lightness, and many times a higher feeling of happiness, a higher feeling of joy, and also self-compassion, and really importantly, self-love, and feeling like I deserve, and getting back to that, I can have this, and that holds us back in our lives. Just the feeling of deserving so much from getting what we really want, obtaining what we really want, whether it be money, our business, our career, whatever it is, it holds us back. So getting reconnected feels free. It feels really right, like you're getting connected with something you knew was there before, you just didn't know how to label it. And then also feels super powerful, and like you like you got a superpower, and it feels happy.
I love that. And I can imagine some people thinking, that sounds great, I would love that. But that's not for me. That's not who I am. I'm not a badass. And they may shy away from stepping into their truth. What would you say to support them in feeling empowered to open up that door?
Sure. Well, all of us have an inner wisdom. And so, if you don't feel like, a lot of people think the idea of a badass is somebody that's walking through the world, just kind of pushing things out of the way, the bar and everything, and throwing people down. And the truth of the matter is, a badass is really someone who's connected with their own self, which means they're really connected with their heart space and their passion and their drive. And so it's not like you have to be that person that's pushing things down and saying things that upset people or something like that. It is actually the other side, which is like loving yourself and loving what's inside of you. And then that spreads out to other people. So, yeah, you may not like the label, but that's not what we mean by that. What it means is connecting with your true self, being comfortable with yourself, and looking toward yourself for the answers of life, and bringing your heart into it so you can really, really, truly experience what you were put on this earth to do and work from passion.
I love that, because that definitely connects the dots between inner truth, connects you to your inner power. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Well, I know that you have a simple 4-step process that you're going to walk our audience through so they can reconnect to their inner badass and inner truth today.
Yes. Yes.
I'd love to go ahead and do that now.
All right. Well, it's so simple. It's just a crazy simple. So what you do is you literally just sit quietly for a moment, take a deep breath, and settle into yourself and just kind of reconnect with yourself. And then find the place in your body. For a lot of people, it's either your heart or your lower gut. And just find where that inner kind of heartbeat, that inner self, that inner knowing resides. And just go to it and just be with it. Just breathe into it, be with it. And then once you connect and once you really feel it, you can go and ask a question. Like, every day I ask the question, literally, what can I do today for more fun and profit? And then you wait for an answer to come up. And so that answer, the first couple of answers are the answers that come from your inner being, your inner badass, your inner genius, whatever you feel most comfortable, your inner power. And then after that, we get into logic and we start like overriding it. Yeah, well, that wouldn't work. Well, why did it tell me to go dance? What does it mean, go take a walk? Those kind of things. And sometimes the answers can be a little what we wouldn't usually experience, but if we really follow it, it is unbelievable what happens. I have a story, a very quick story.
Sure.
Recently, when all this stuff was going on, all kinds of stuff in the world was going on, I lost 5 clients in one day, and I was very concerned about that. And so I was like a little bit panicking, and then I thought, oh, let me go to my inner genius, my inner badass. And so I took a moment, sat, and got connected just like I taught you. And I asked, what can I do? And what came to me is go for a walk. And I was like, go for a walk? What does going for a walk have to do with getting clients? Like I was like, ah. Well, this went on for a couple of days and I kept hearing it. I finally went for the walk. And during the walk, I received so much like creative solutions, so many ideas. Just unbelievable what came to me. And so it just teaches me over and over and over again how important it is to return to our inner self, our inner guidance, and connect with that. And it's so simple.
I love that. I definitely see the connection piece between your inner truth through self-love, and that helps you also develop self-trust and
Yes.
being able to hear those and receive those messages.
Yeah. The intuition piece is huge, huge.
Wow. Paula, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your wisdom and expertise with us. It was an honor to hear from you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you to today's audience. We hope that you received value from today's conversation.